This water, nothing but shotgun shells and beer caps, as you saw. That absolutely nuts. It's like a country song though, man. Shotgun shells and beer caps. I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna write that song. Shotgun shells and beer caps. Come on, really? Who does that? All right, everybody, Popcan Dan, how you doing, man? We are on The Plan, episode 3. This is it, the third one, man. This is crazy. Episode 2 is in the books, and you know what? That one was quite successful. I had a lot of people commented to me. Some even commented privately. It was a good. It seemed to go over very well. And it was funny yet controversial. I had a lot of good fun stuff, and I had a lot of real serious topic discussions. All right. But it was a good video. A lot of people enjoyed it. So here we are at plan number 3, episode 3. I got a lot of fun stuff lined up for you, man. A lot of goofy stories, some stuff. But I want to also touch on some serious stuff as well, all right? So you know what? Let's not wasting time. Let's get into it knee deep right now. All right, I am on a roll with the controversial subjects. Let's do one more, all right? I am on a roll, baby. Let's get the butter out. Hey. Digging in a public park, shovel versus hand tool. You tell me your thoughts. Comment. I want comments, man, because I go back and in episode 3, I will read some of these comments back out, on video, and I want to know what you have to say. Give me your thoughts on this. Shovel versus hand tool in a public park. Here's my thoughts. All right. I know many detectorists that use shovels in a park. And I know many detectorists who only will use a hand tool in the park. The reason they use a hand tool in the park is people's perception, optics. It looks like you're digging big holes if you got a shovel. On the other side, people who use a shovel in the park, they're not bringing a shovel from like Canadian Tire. Well, some of them do, unfortunately, from Home Depot or something. They're making a big mess. But the good detectorists who detect in public parks bring shovels, and they bring the good shovels. I'm talking like, Predator tools. I mean, really nice shovels. And the reason they're bringing those ones is because some of these shovels cut like a beautiful plug. And I'm talking like a scalpel, like a surgical scalpel. And that plug goes back in the hole beautifully. And it does, me personally, I find a shovel does a much better job than a hand tool in a park. But I do not use a shovel in a park. Me personally, I don't use a shovel in a park. I use a shovel on properties that I have permission for on people's lawns. And I let them know in advance. I say, hey, I'm going to be using a shovel. Here's the reason I'm using the shovel. And I explain to them. And they usually come out for the first hole, and I show them how I cut it, really nice. Flip it over, it goes back in, beautiful. That's the only place I use a shovel is on my private permissions on people's lawns. For me, optics in the park, I've had too many people coming up and they're chirping at you. What are you doing digging holes? Blah, 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 because you got a shovel in your hand. You can't explain to them. They're just angry. But one good point that was brought up to me once, and I said to this guy, Mark CH, skid marks the spot. All right, good detectorists up here in Canada. Great detectorists up here in Canada. He finds all kinds of good stuff. He said to me, I dig public parks with a shovel. And he said, the reason I dig public parks with a shovel is I go deep with my plugs. And when I flip over the plugs, the reason I go deep with it, he said, because when I put that plug back, that plug probably weighs about 7 or 8, 9 pounds. Because if you dig a small little hole with a hand shovel and you flip it back down, you know what's going to happen? The second the sun goes down, those raccoons come out and they're looking for grubs. That hole that was done with the hand trowel, the hand digger, pops it right open. And they go there digging for their grubs and they leave that popped open. Mark CH said to me, the reason I use a shovel is I put that huge, heavy plug back in the hole and raccoons cannot lift it out. That makes sense to me. Hey, like I said, one person's opinion, you know, parks, public parks, shovel versus hand tool. Let me know what you think. So, yeah, if I go up close, you're going to see I've got the Bradford Beeper. The Bradford Peeper. What a play on words, the Peeper. No, it's the Bradford Beeper. He saw this and he said, "What is that, man?" He called it a soul patch, which I thought was funny. And you know what? It's during pandemic. Why not grow something there? You know, I don't usually have facial hair. My son walked by me the other day and he said, "Hey, Dad," he goes, "you in the military now?" I go, "What? What do you mean?" He goes, "You're a colonel." I go, "What do you mean I'm a colonel?" He goes, "Colonel Sanders." I'm like, oh gosh. You know, I wanted to smack the kid. Anyways, Colonel Sanders, but somebody else commented to me. They said, "Hey, now you're making all these videos of you talking and you got the soul patch going. Are you trying to be Ken King from the Weekly Dirt? Are you trying to take over Ken's show?" And absolutely not. And let me tell you something about Ken King, all right? Ken King in the Weekly Dirt. This man is an absolute genius. He is such an amazing guy. What he does with that show is phenomenal. He doesn't get paid to do it. He just does it, man, as a hobby. So, folks, why don't you do yourself a favor? Contact Ken King on Facebook and say, "Ken, thank you. Thank you for making the Weekly Dirt. I watch it every week, and I love seeing." He puts out video clips of people all over the world and their finds, YouTubers. And it is such an amazing video, man. He does it every week. All right? Drop him a line. "Ken King, thank you for doing what you do." And I do it every once in a while. I'll send him a message and I'll say, "Ken, I really appreciate you doing this show," you know? So I'm not trying to be Ken King. Ken King's got the real deal. I just got a fake wood glue on one here. Anyways, yeah, check him out. Check him out. Okay, so in the plan episode 2, I touched on a serious subject, man. Made a lot of people squirm in their seats, very uncomfortable. And that topic was planting. People who plant their finds. Man, oh man, I heard a lot of feedback from that one. But I will tell you this. One person, I'm not going to name names, one person commented back to me and they said, "I want to thank you so much for what you said. It was so true." And they said, because I'm a beginner detectorist and I've been getting very frustrated and I've honestly been thinking about packing it in. He goes, "I watched your video and I heard what you said about planting." He said that the reason I was going to pack it in was for those reasons, that I felt inferior because people were finding so much stuff. One video of somebody out there for 20 minutes in a park finding 15 silver coins, or, you know, five rings. You know, it's just, it's a little excessive. And this guy said to me, "I was ready to pack it in." He said, "Until I heard what you had said, and it made me feel a lot better, man, and I'm ready to get back at it," you know. So I'll tell you this right now, to that gentleman who contacted me, that is the reason why I put that out there, all right? So detectorists do not get discouraged. The planters, like I said, the people who plant coins, they got to sleep at night. They make their bed. They have to sleep. You know, I don't know how they do, but they got to sleep at night. That's on their conscience, not mine. I sleep well at night. All right, that's why I did it for new detectorists, man. All right, funny story. I totally forgot to talk about this, man. Somebody finally said to me, "How did you get your nickname, man? Your detecting nickname, Pop Can Dan." I didn't give myself this name, Pop Can Dan, by any means. Trust me, I would have said, you know, good looking guy, Dan, or something. No, I'm just kidding around. But no, you know what? And that's something I've learned in this hobby. You don't give yourself a name. Somebody has to give it to you. I gave the Bradford Beeper his name, the Bradford Beeper. I think he called himself the Man from Clad, which is a cool name, the Man from Clad. I mean, that's a awesome name. But when I started detecting with him, I started calling him, because he's from Bradford, Ontario, I started calling him the Bradford Beeper. And it just caught on. Everyone started calling him the Bradford Beeper. Now he's known as the Bradford Beeper. Sorry, let me show you here. Not only is he the Bradford Beeper, He's got his own brand now. The Bradford Beeper, where is it there? Look at that Bradford Beeper stickers, man. Let me throw one on while I'm talking on the video here. There we go. Bradford Beeper stickers. He's got t-shirts, all kinds of cool stuff now, man. He's his own brand. It's like Nike Bradford Beeper. I love it. You know, just giving somebody a nickname goes such a long way, you know. And hey, let's take it a step further. You guys tell me, what's your nickname? Your detecting nickname, how you got it. All right? Did somebody give it to you or did you give it to yourself? I want to know. And there are such great detecting names out there. Funny ones, man. You know, like my good buddy, Redbeard Relic Hunter. How did he get Redbeard? Well, he's got a red beard, you know. But I think somebody gave him that name too. Somebody called him Redbeard or something, and it stuck. Bradford Beeper. I got another guy who we detect. He's part of our detecting community here up in Ontario. His name is Mark CH. His metal detecting name, Skid Marks the Spot. Mark Skid Marks the Spot. Oh my gosh. It's not like he's trying to be a cool guy. He's actually making fun of himself by saying Skid Marks the Spot, you know. But I think it's such a great name, such a funny, awesome name, Skid Marks the Spot. So Mark, if you're out there listening, and I know, you know, we're friends, man, and comment on the video. Let us know how you came up with that name as well, by the way. So yeah, please let me know how you guys came up with tell me your metal detecting nicknames in the comments, and tell me how you came up with it. And then in the next video, I want to share some of those if you don't mind, all right? So how did I get my name, Popcan Dan? It was the weirdest thing. I think it was 2014, somewhere around there, 2014. I didn't have a metal detecting nickname. I was just like Dan the Nerd or something. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm on Facebook and I'm buzzing around, and I came across KG and Ringy on Facebook, and I made a comment, or I had posted something, and it was George, KG. George, he was the one who commented. He made a comment on it, and I was all excited. I'm like, George commented on my find that I posted on my Facebook page. You know, I don't know how he did or how. So I got I sent a message back, said, hey, George, thank you so much for the nice comment. Big fan of the show. I just started chatting a little bit with him. He was so nice. Started chatting back. And somewhere in that conversation, my wife, she came and chimed into the conversation, and she typed in and she said, hey, George, she goes, my husband is looking for a metal detecting nickname. He doesn't have one yet. Can you give him a metal detecting nickname? And he typed back. It was like in under 30 seconds. He typed back. He goes, his name is Popcan Dan. And I read that, and I'm like, I really like that, man. I think that is so cool. Popcan Dan. And the more I said it, Popcan Dan, Popcan Dan. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I find all kinds of Popcans too. That's the funniest thing. It's a kind of a goofy name. It's a bit of a spoof on yourself. It's not like, like a Terminator Dan or some, look at me, Popcan Dan, and the Popcan, the can with the plan. Somebody said it to me once. It was Clive Clinic. Clive, I know you watched one of my last videos because you commented on it. Clive Clinic. He's the one that said, he saw me at one of the events and he goes, Popcan Dan, he goes, the can with the plan. And I'm like, oh, the can with the plan. I don't know if you can see that. He's the one that gave me the catchphrase, the can with the plan, Clive Clinic. By the way, one of the best detectorists, beach and water detectorists in the world. Clive Clinic, man. Look that dude up, all right? He doesn't make videos, but he's on Facebook. This guy is unbelievable. He's the real deal. The real deal. Anyways, so that's how I got my nickname, George from Diggers. He bestowed upon me, he knighted me with the name Popcan Dan. Clive Clinic was the one that gave me my catchphrase. He goes, hey, Popcan Dan, the can with the plan. And I'm like, I love it, the can with the plan. And there we are. Now we're up to date. That's how I got my nickname and my catchphrase, all right? You guys tell me your nicknames, how you got them, all right? Okay, everybody. So I want to ask you guys a question here. What do you guys dig up the most when you're detecting, all right? Tell me, man, is it pull tabs? Is it this? When you go to different permissions, what do you always pull out, that common denominator all the time? And it's crazy for me. I don't know why. No matter where I go, whether it's a house or a farm field, no matter where I go, I find two things, and I find them consistently in almost every video. I find one, if not both. All right, here's the first one. Buckles, man. I find buckles everywhere. I don't know what it is. Everywhere I go. The second thing I find the most wherever I go, spoons. Spoons, forks, not so much knives. Not really a lot of knives, but spoons and forks everywhere. And sometimes the spoons are not full. That's, I find, maybe just the handle or just the spoon bowl. In a couple of my videos, it was funny because I did it, two of my videos towards the end of this year. I did it in two of the videos, and I called my shot. It was two, I think it was two videos in a row. I had dug up a buckle, and I'm like, hey, I got a buckle, there we go, buckle, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, I know what I'm digging up next. I'm digging up a spoon. And I always make the, I always sing this song. It goes, buckles and spoons, buckles and spoons. And I always laugh, and I sing this song. And wouldn't you know it, I called my shot like Babe Ruth did in, I can't remember what year it was, 1920 something World Series. He called his shot. He pointed at the fence and called his shot. And he actually did it. I did that in metal detecting with a spoon. I got my buckle first, and then I said, I know I'm digging up a spoon next. And lo and behold, the next thing that I found was a spoon. So tell me, man, what do you guys dig up the most? You know, I'd love for you to say, hey, coppers, croto bells, something really cool. But for me, it's these two. I'm not going to complain. I love a good buckle, a brass buckle like that. Whoo, man. And I love a beautiful old spoon like that. You know, that's great stuff. But I find them everywhere. I'd love to find something different for once, you know. And I didn't, the funny thing was, I did not find a skeleton key. 27 years detecting. I didn't find a skeleton key until last year, the beginning of last year. Imagine that, going 26 years detecting without finding a skeleton key. And then I found one. And then I went to another place. I found another one. I found another one. I think I found 4 that year. Was it last year or 2 years ago? Sorry, I found 4, man. And I'd never found them in 26 years. Tell me what you find. I want to know. All right? All right. Here's a great story, man. This is when I first started detecting. It was 1994. I bought my first detector. And I was, what's the term we say, or the phrase, you're full of piss and vinegar, all right? And I was running all around, detecting everywhere I could. And I went down to the beach, so I want to go try it on the beach. I've seen somebody on the beach once. So I go down to the beach, and I'm sitting down on one of the benches, and I'm getting my stuff together. I got my detector sitting there and getting all set up. And I see, out of the corner of my eye, I see these 2 people walking towards me. And I think I was putting on my shoes or taking off my shoes or something. And I look, and I could see metal detectors. They're walking with detectors in their head. And it's on the boardwalk. So I kind of turn and I look, and I'm like, oh, cool. These 2 gentlemen, they're seniors. We'll call them senior citizens. They're probably pushing 70. And they walk up to me, and I go, oh, hey, how you doing, man? Great. You know, you guys detecting as well? And one guy looks at me, and he goes, what are you doing here? And I'm kind of like taken back a little. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm got my detector. I'm going to go detect it on the beach. And he goes, no, you're not. And I'm like, what? I'm a little dumbfounded. I don't know what he means. And he says, listen, he says, you young guys, which I was 24 years old at the time. Now I'm 50, almost 51. He goes, you young guys, you can run all over the fields and the forest and up in the hills and stuff. He goes, us old guys, all we got is the beach and maybe the parks. He said, so can you do me a favor, young man, and leave us the beach? And I didn't know what to say. I was like, is there turf wars? Like, do they own this area? You know, it's like gang wars. I don't know. And it was like, oh, I didn't know what to say. So I said, okay, I guess, you know, and I got my stuff together and I actually left. I think I went to a park or something. And it wasn't until a few years later. So I remember thinking to myself, I got duped is the word, by bamboozled by these two old guys, man. They pretty much muscled me off of their turf. I went to detect on the beach and they told me, no, get out of there. And I did. I'm like, you know, now today, I'm the old guy. And if I'm down at the beach, I might tell some young kid, hey, get that detector and get out of here. No, I'd never do that, by the way. I'm just messing around. But I'll never forget, that was a story I wanted to tell. And I always tell that story about detecting. That's one of the funniest stories. When I first started, these two senior citizens muscled me right off their beach. I couldn't, looking back, I can't help but laugh, you know. I don't know who they were, never saw them again, but it was quite funny. All right, everybody, episode 3 is in the books. We are done, man. We're done. Closing shop on this one. Right on. So thanks for everybody for watching. I do appreciate it, man. Making all those, you know, you guys make all those comments. I really appreciate it. And hey, we're getting close, man. I think we're in the first week. This video is going to come out probably, I don't know, second week of February, somewhere around there. So yeah, somewhere around the second week of February. We're getting close, man. You know, especially up here in Canada, ground's frozen. But once you get past February, you start to get into March. Gets a little warmer. Things get a lot better, man. People feel good. You know, hopefully this pandemic stuff is going to be done soon enough. Drive us crazy, all right? It was a good episode, episode 3. We had some funny stuff. We had some controversial stuff. That's what it's all about, man. You put it all in a blender and you get it all right? Popcan Dan signing off, everyone. Take care. Be safe. I'll see you soon.